Hi everybody, welcome to Metal Planet. I am Max Gray. Today I'm gonna do a review of the new Mushroomhead album called The Devil. This album was released last week by Napalm Records and it was produced by Steve Felton, a longtime member of the band. There were some lineup changes between Mushroomhead's last album, A Wonderful Life, and Called The Devil. The new album is the first to feature Scott Beck on vocals, Joe Gall on guitar, and I Didn't Care on drums. As for now, 3 singles have been released from the album. They are Fall in Line, Prepackaged, and We Don't Care. I have to say that I have almost never listened to Mushroomhead's music previously, so it was a discovery for me to finally listen to that band. What I knew about Mushroomhead is that they are often compared to Slipknot because the members of both bands wear masks and costumes, and because there are many musicians in both bands. Some people go as far as calling Mushroomhead a poor man's Slipknot, and after reviewing the album at the end of the video, I'm gonna give my honest thoughts about whether I think this is the case or not. The first thing I noticed when listening to Call the Devil is that the sound of the band reminds me of the new metal and alternative metal bands from the late 90s and early 2000s I was listening to when I was a teenager. Bands like Korn, Mudvayne, and Dope comes to mind. While having a modern production, there is certainly a nostalgia feel about the sound of Call the Devil, which can be either a positive or a negative thing, depending on whether you are a fan or not of that sound. One thing I appreciate about the album is the presence of different vocal styles. Styles like harsh vocals, screams, clean vocals, and female vocals. Different singers are often present in the same song, and that creates an interesting dynamic. In most metal bands, there is only one singer, with some members making occasional backing vocals, but with Mushroomhead, the different singers seem to be equally important. A thing I noticed while listening to Call the Devil is that the sound of the band is definitely eclectic. In addition to different vocal styles, disparate elements like aggressive guitar riffs, pop vocal melodies, and dark circus music, as well as keyboard passages and orchestral elements, create an interesting sound. Passages with dark circus-type music are found on songs like UYOP, A Final Reprieve, Decomposition, and Doom Goose. In other songs like We Don't Care, you can't help but wonder, is Mushroomhead trying to be a metal, a radio rock, or a pop band? The answer is probably like all those things at once, and it seems that it's very much done on purpose. Many songs on the album like Eye to Eye, Fall in Line, and Prepackaged have down-tuned, aggressive, and energetic guitar riffs that have a nice groove. The guitar work on the album is generally enjoyable for that music genre, but if I can complain about something, it's that the riffs often sound similar from one song to another. In many cases, you could take a riff from one song and put it in another song and it would fit with no problems. The riffs are effective, but they are not groundbreaking either. Some songs like Emptiness and Shame in a Basket demonstrate a less heavy facet of the band with elements like clean guitar sounds, clean vocals, and keyboard parts. In some respects, the vibe in those songs remind me a little bit of the music from the band Faith No More. The last song on Call the Devil is called Doom Goose. It is the shortest song on the album with a duration of approximately 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's an outro, really. I found that with its intense orchestral elements and creepy sounds, it could have been a highlight of the album if it had been expanded into a standard length song with vocals. There are some interesting musical ideas in that song for sure. What are my final thoughts on the album? Being a fan of the new metal genre, I think that Call the Devil is a competent album. I give it a score of 7 out of 10. I don't think that it will be in the top 10 of the best heavy metal and hard rock albums from 2024, but I think that it is a decent and enjoyable album nonetheless. For me, the highlights are the The amalgamation of the different vocal styles, the eclectic musical elements, and some of the aggressive guitar riffs. My favorite songs from the album are Eye to Eye, Emptiness, Fall in Line, and Prepackaged. The latter two, well, were well chosen as the album's first two singles, in my opinion. I think that they are definitely highlights on Call the Devil. Cool music videos where you can see the aesthetic of the band with the costumes and masks and everything were released for both songs. Some things I think could have been done better concerns the running time of the album and the similarities in the guitar work. With a running time of approximately 60 minutes, the album is a bit long. It drags a little bit because there are a few fillers. Maybe 2 to 3 songs could have been cut from the album. And like I said earlier, I found that some guitar riffs are sometimes too similar from one song to another. But in the end, having discovered Mushroomhead with Call the Devil, it makes me want to listen to more albums by the band, so that's a good thing. To answer the question if I think Mushroomhead is a poor man's Slipknot, well, I think that there are more similarities between the bands than just the appearance. I think that the two bands use similar new metal guitar riffs, but there are also some differences between the formations. In general, Mushroomhead used more eclectic elements in its music than Slipknot. Also, there is a combination of different singers in Mushroomhead's music that is not really as present in Slipknot's material. I think that Mushroomhead stands on its own and doesn't have to necessarily be compared to Slipknot. So, in my opinion, it's not really a poor man's Slipknot. It's rather a band that shares some similarities, but that is also its own thing. And let's not forget the fact that Mushroomhead started releasing music before Slipknot. The album Mushroomhead was released in 1995, while Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat came out in 1996. If you like Call the Devil, as a recommendation, I suggest that you listen to the Mudvayne album LD50. It's definitely a classic of the genre, and while not exactly the same as Mushroomhead's music, there are some musical elements in that album that are similar. So that's it for me for today. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Call the Devil? What do you think about new metal in general? And do you think that it's time to put the Mushroomhead Slipknot comparisons to rest and accept that the first band is its own thing? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.